Hello, class. My name is Chris Sexton. I am your teacher for this ethnic diversity and cultural traditions class that we're going to have. It's a little short activity today. It's about 10 minutes or so. Certainly not enough time to be, diving deep into that, but I think it's important to understand that there are cultural traditions that we have in our circles of friends, in our families, um, in certainly cultural areas, and even in certain religions, there are different things. I'd like to kind of go through some of those with you, and then I have a video after we do some sharing as well. So I'd like to start by saying that my name. It's Chris. My wife and I are part of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And one of the traditions that we have in that church is to go out and serve a mission, which means we go out for a couple years at a time, either as a young adult, which would be anywhere from 18 to 20 years old, and we go out for 2 years at a time, or when we're older, we can do these same types of missions, and those are called senior missionaries. And that's just one example of a religious tradition. I come from an Irish background. An example of an Irish tradition is on St. Patrick's Day, we often have corned beef and cabbage and Irish soda bread. So those are just a couple different things. I'd like to go around the room and have you guys share. There's a lot of different cultures I can see in the area. I can see a lot of different faces. Sometimes there's different clothing involved. That can even be a cultural thing. When I was growing up in the 1980s, there was a type of music called mod music, and people often wore darker clothing. They had, dark eye makeup on. Sometimes they colored their hair red or blue. But that's a different type of cultural identification. Sometimes you want to be identified for the music that you relate to. So all of these things can be cultural traditions. Culture doesn't have to mean color of your skin. It can be a familial tradition that you have, like even, again, another tradition. In my household, my mom, as she was growing up, so we borrowed her tradition. The night before Christmas, we were all allowed to open one present. And that's a familial tradition. It doesn't have anything to do with their ethnic background. Doesn't have anything to do with anything financial. But this is really just going to be an open discussion. I'd like to go around the room and have you guys kind of discuss things. I wonder if I could get Maria to share a little bit about her culture. Maria, can you tell me a little bit about your culture?
Yes. Well, my family is from Mexico, and this is a traditional Mexican dress. One thing that I like is we have the tradition of the quinceañera, where when I turn 15 or anyone in my family turns 15, it's almost like a rite of passage, and we have a big gigantic party, and all friends come over, and it's just like a big celebration. I know that one of my friends is Jewish, and they have a similar thing, but they call it a bat mitzvah. But that's one of the things that I like to share. I guess something else, like I know in America you guys have Halloween. Well, in Mexico we have this thing called Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead, and it's a similar tradition, but it's celebrating those that have passed, and not so much focused on being scary and stuff like that.
Well, that's fantastic, Maria. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Hans? I can tell from your dress, your culture, but I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about that and share that with the class.
Hello.
My name is Hans, and this is a traditional German clothing known as lederhosen. My family came over from Germany. One of the things that is known for in my culture, being German, in October, we celebrate Oktoberfest. And that is where there's a big party. There's lots of food we call bratwurst, which is sausage. There's pretzels. There's lots of beer. And it's just a big celebration. And it's called Oktoberfest because it happens in October. And oftentimes it lasts an entire month. So if you can imagine the longest party you've ever been to, then make that multiply. That is what Oktoberfest is. Well, thank you, Hans. Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, now I'd like you guys to watch a video. It's a short video. It's just going to be the first 3 minutes of the video because we don't have a lot of time to do this. But then I'm going to pass out a handout, and that handout will be a matching exercise. So first we'll watch this video, and then I'll go over some of the more widely known traditions that are regional or cultural based on a different ethnic background, or even within the United States there's different traditions. So here's the video. I want you to watch just about 3 minutes of this and tell me what you think. Okay, hold on 1 second. We'll get this loaded up. These are from people all around the world, okay? So hold on 1 second, and here we go.
This is soup and rice.
Bread with butter jam and coffee.
Eggs and like ham or bacon and like maybe hash browns or toast.
Cereal. In Australia we have a cereal called Wheat Bix. I like it.
We have so much bread and cheese and cucumber and tomato on the breakfast, and also the olive.
If it's a good friend, we kiss, or we just hug.
Well, I say hi and we shake our hands or just
We say merhaba and we kiss on the cheeks.
hey, how's it going?
You kind of just say hi and just talk.
Konnichiwa.
A kiss on the cheek. Hey, tudo bem?
Hallo, hoe gaat het? En dan heb je een kiss on the cheek.
Everything. Everything. Hug, kiss, and touch and hello, what's up?
Çok güzel.
Very good. We just say it, we don't show it with our hands. Yummy, I guess.
楽しい。
Bilmiyorum.
I don't know.
No lo sé.
All right, what'd you guys think of that? Was that pretty interesting? So some of the other traditions that are around the world would include things that even have the country in the title, like Tour de France is a bicycle race that happens in France. Mardi Gras happens in New Orleans. Cinco de Mayo is a big Mexican tradition. Halloween, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, those are all largely American traditions. The running of the bulls, believe it or not, people run with real live bulls and they have big, big horns, and they do that in Spain. So all of those things are different traditions. I'll now hand out the sheet so you guys can work on, and we'll take a minute, and then if you need help, I'll come around and help you to match this up. Thank you.